before we begin, let me tell you how excited I am to start on with the project.
I'm jacked to the tits!
Good.
Do you feel it?
No.
I have my Dwemer warrior for you, and PCOutcast, a wonderful Skyrim YouTuber which you should be familiar with already, has his Dwemer warrior for you the same day, hopefully today. The link to his channel and perhaps his video will be in the description. If you're not subscribed to him, do it. Do it. Because every month, starting today, we will both publish our Dwemer builds last Friday each month, and you will be able to compare my approach with his, and Vokrii with Ordinator, and my ideas with his ideas, and it will be all very cool. For my Dwemer warrior, I went for a build I called the Dweller. He's a Dwemer Ruin Dweller, which is a tongue twister a little bit, who is born and raised in the orcish stronghold of the Reach, and one day decided to take a little break from his normal smithing routine and go hunting in the wilds, and got lost near the ruins of Armromeda, and decided that his destiny lies in the exploration of the Dwemer smithing techniques and uncovering Dwemer artifacts. Specifically 2 of them. The character is basically an excuse for me to use some of the least used unique Dwemer items, the Visage of Mzand and the Ethereal Shield. And yes, I have praised the Visage many times before, but the praises were mainly valid for the Master difficulty or lower, because to make the item viable and useful on Legendary, you need a lot of perks and all 3 crafting skills, which in turn means you will get many tools of destruction, much stronger than the Visage, so it's kind of counterproductive a little bit, but I will go with it, I will stick with it nonetheless. God damn it. I even decided to replace my chest piece armor thingy with an armored Dwemer robes, because I can place Amplified Destruction Summermyst enchantment on a robe and not on an armor, which will increase the damage of our Breath of Truak power granted by the Visage. Yes, it does. The in-game description will not tell you that, but the game is lying to you. I tested it thoroughly many times. This decision means I also allowed myself to use the Dwemer Exoskeleton, but it is perpetually turned off. I wouldn't like to do any overpowered stuff here on this channel. This is we don't do OP here, and it is perpetually turned off, so it basically offers me a little bit short of 70 armor rating at best, and nothing else. It even remained unenchanted. It's basically for the looks. First, let's take a look-see at the mod list. Summermyst enchantments will be crucial for our combat style, and being a Morningstar orc means almost endless supply of stamina, which means in turn, again, a much more efficient use of the Breath of Truak power. The breath power also means we need a lot of stamina, even with the additional 60 granted by the Visage itself, and we will also use a lot of shield charging and bashing, so yes, stamina consumption must be managed with a lot of enchantments and perhaps some alchemy and some stews in the early and mid-game at least. With that in mind, the attributes ratio will look like 3 points of health per 2 stamina. We will tinker with this spread using a few enchantments. Even spread 1-to-1 could possibly work as well, especially if you are not a tryhard, I mean a pro like me who has to make this build work on Legendary. For the stone, we have Andromeda's Warrior Stone. Not the most exciting, but the most effective in what we want to achieve here, which will stack greatly with our power attack bonus from enchanting perks. You will see, you will see. Just have some patience. Alright, so let's go for the skills. We have one-handed, heavy armor, block, and then all the crafting skills. I'm sorry, okay? I couldn't help myself. All of them, all 3 of them. In one-handed, we need at least all the mace perks and Victory Rush. Try to get the 100 perk as fast as possible, because restoring stamina on kills will be yet another position in the long list of our stamina restoring and stamina increasing thingies, so we can spew our steam breath all the time. Then we take all the power attack perks except Valorous Charge charge, because in the end we will shield charge so much there will hardly be any occasion or reason to use Valorous charge. I also opted for a combat style flexibility, so I took 2 ranks of overpowering assault for my short sword and all the dual wielding perks. As much as it may seem redundant, it helped me greatly early to mid game, allowing me to have 2 weapon enchantments, 1 on each weapon, and ongoing fire damage to stack with the ever-present steam damage, and another weapon with absorb stamina to give me the ability to steam breathe almost all the time. With my full gear double enchanted, it became less useful, as I became nearly unkillable and could have both weapon enchants on one weapon. However, even in the late game, shield charging to topple all my enemies and then switching to dual wielding for some very fast killing sprees is an ultimate battlefield domination move. So yeah, perhaps not necessary, but strongly advised to have both sword and board and 2 weapons option. We can allow ourselves to overperk one-handed like that because we hardly need any perks in heavy armor. Most of them work only for a full set, which we won't really wear, increasing our armor rating with some ungodly smithing instead. So just go for the fit as soon as you can to reduce the weight and remove the slowdown of our heavy armor pieces. Meanwhile, in block, take everything in the middle, including quick reflexes and elemental protection, and everything but weapon block on the left. Bash perks on the right are of no substance to us because we will turn people into ghosts with bashing, thus preventing any additional effects of bashing. You can think that ethereal shield is a little bit counterproductive, but with our enchanting perks and some practice we will have a good combo involving said shield that almost doesn't suck. More on that in the gear section. So yeah, enchanting. Now enchanting, we need all the basic effectiveness increasing perks in the middle, so weapon, armor, regalia and soul enchanter, as well as extra effect as soon as humanly possible, and it is a strong but. We also need the leftmost branch with soul squeezer and soul siphon. Our weapons will burn through chargers at an alarming rate. These 2 will be rather handy, but most importantly of all, the Thunderstruck perk, which I would probably never use if not for this build, and it is just sick. It should be forbidden by the Geneva Courts. So it increases the effectiveness of any enchantment on your weapon when you power attack with that weapon, which is a big deal, because when you also have perks in alchemy and use fortified destruction and amplified destruction enchantments, it can produce an attack which applies 60 points of fire damage per second until combat ends. Not to mention what you can do if you have Death's Door enchantment on the same weapon, or maybe you need to absorb 200 points of stamina with your power attack. Why not? Okay, so again, more on that in the gear section, but gosh darn it, I broke the game again. The perkage of smithing is surprisingly moderate, like Team Pool, for example. We only need Dwarven smithing, all 3 padding perks to offset our armor rating difficulties a little bit more, and get ourselves another slot for enchantments, and then Arcane Blacksmith to fully improve our shield and helmet. In alchemy, we go for a heavy investment in the beneficial potions branch with 1 rank of slow metabolism and the stimulants to get more stamina regen.
This magnificent split is now mine.
And then up the branch all the way to double toil and trouble, so you never ever run out of fortified destruction potions. So let's go to the meat of the build and potatoes and the salad of the build, the gear. As mentioned, we need Le Visage de Mzand and the weirdo shield made out of Ethereum. We need a robe enchanted with Amplified Destruction and Fortify Health, a set of boots with Fortify Stamina Regeneration and Frost Resistance. These boots will protect our stamina pool against magical things and make it easier to steam breath more frequently, so they exist mainly to enhance the Visage of Mzand usefulness. We also need gauntlets of Fortify One-Handed and force to increase the stagger on our mole. The necklace will bear another amplified destruction and magic resistance, and the ring will have link health and stamina, which is rather effective with more or less equal spread of 2 attributes, and some siphon stamina, absorbing around 20 points of stamina to get additional stamina regen per enemy in close range. The dwarven armor plates crafted thanks to Vokrii perks can have some additional stamina regeneration and fortify health, although their main function is to grant us 280 additional armor rating to offset the lack of chest piece. On the weapons, which will come from the heavy armory mod, giving us a mole, which is a mace on steroids, even slower but even stronger per hit, and a short sword, even faster than standard swords. Well, with all of that and the dual wielding perks, you will become a fidget spinner of death. The mole has fire damage lingering and death's door. Since fire damage lingering is a destruction effect, its value will increase with the amplified destruction enchants and will in turn improve death's door, meaning we will instantly reduce targets below 80% of their normal health to 1 HP. It will work very well with the lingering fire damage and our steam breath. It makes the enemy health value pretty much irrelevant, to be honest. Meanwhile, the short sword will absorb a bucket load of stamina, and balefire will deal ongoing fire damage, which you can detonate with your thunderstruck enhanced power attack, while also providing you with a near endless supply of fuel for your steam breath. The stats shown on screen are enhanced with a 175% fortified destruction potion. Finally, I need to talk about the ethereal shield. Unfortunately, it seems impossible to apply any ongoing damage that would persist on enemies when they are ethereal. Believe me, I tried so hard. Nevertheless, if you hit them with your mole first, giving them some lingering fire damage, and then bash, they will run away and only restart taking damage when the ethereal form runs out. But since they run away for quite some time, it will take them some time to return to combat, meaning that they should be below 80% of their health when they attempt to attack you again, so they will fall prey to your death's door mole and your scary breath rather easily. It will give you a tremendous control over the battlefield, allowing you to prioritize whatever enemies you think need to be dealt with first, like archers, mages, bosses, something like that, and you can just easily ignore all the melee fighters if you so choose. There is a way of dealing with large groups of weaker enemies. You chuck a fortified destruction potion, use the marked for death shout on as many enemies as you can, then equip the breath of Ventuak power and keep spewing steam. The ongoing damage will stack. Then just strike anyone entering your melee reach once with your lingering fire mole. This will stack yet again. You can otherwise just stand there with your shield raised, meaning you will damage everyone substantially while also training your block. Remember to make yourself some sick smithing and alchemy gear. With a full set of fortified smithing items and my best potion, my armor rating reached 1280. Which means, as with some of my other tankiest builds, the weaker bandits will often start running away in terror on their own accord. They just panic when they realize they cannot hurt you. It may be a little bit much, a little bit too much maybe. Is it too much? We don't like OP builds here on this family-friendly channel, right? Anyway, if you haven't already, go check the PCOutcast's build. I will sure do as soon as possible. Also, do all the YouTube etiquette things to both me and PC, because we are both petty and vain as YouTubers are, and we only feel we exist when people praise us for fake achievements and made-up worlds. So you have to feed us with platitudes. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, share. Have a lot of fun with this one and many other builds. Go check out my Artificer build, by the way, if I remember, but that I will also link that in the description. It's a Dwemer themed build I am particularly proud of, and it's also crafting heavy, even heavier than this one. Okay, that's enough. That's enough for now. We shall see each other again, guys. Bye.
If you like that video, you're gonna love the next one.
I hated that video.
Well, then you're gonna love the next one.
Shh, calm down, okay?